Hello, hello, hello. So happy to see you today. Listen, I want to start out with a song for you. It's a greeting song. The song is in a foreign language, and that foreign language is called Swahili. Yes, and it is a trade language. Yes. So the song is called Jambo. It's a greeting song. And Jambo means hello, of course. And the first line is Jambo, Jambo Sana Jambo. That is hello, hello everybody, hello. The second verse is Jambo, Jambo Watoto Jambo. And that is hello, hello all my children, hello. So we sing the Swahili words first, then the English words second, Swahili words, and then the English words, okay? All right, so here we go. Jambo, Jambo Sana Jambo. Hello, hello everybody, hello. Jambo, Jambo Watoto Jambo. Hello, hello my children, hello. Again, Jambo, Jambo Watoto Jambo. Jambo, Jambo Watoto Jambo. Hello, hello, my children, hello. I said, hello, hello, my children, hello. Hello, my children, hello. Hello, my children, hello. Jambo. Well, I am a storyteller. I'm Notando Zulu, the storyteller. And I have some stories for you. The first one is about Brer Rabbit. Now, Brer Rabbit loved to eat, of course. And so he saw a garden that had rows and rows and rows of nice looking vegetables. And he said, oh my goodness, look at that. Rows of cabbage. And rows of lettuce, nice juicy lettuce. Some green beans and some garden peas. Woo! And carrots. Yes, carrots and radishes. Oh, it made Brer Rabbit's mouth water, but there was no way into that garden. Absolutely none. He couldn't get into the front gate. He couldn't get into the back gate. And the fence that was around it, oh my goodness, let me tell you, it was so tight he couldn't get under it. He couldn't get through it, and indefinitely couldn't climb it. No. So he kept watching though. And you know what he saw? He saw one day, early in the morning, that Papa would bring his baby girl. She was about 6 years old. He'd bring her and sit her on the front gate. Now, her job was to shoo away the birds if they came to the garden. But it was really just something to keep her busy while he went on down the road a piece to his other garden and worked on it. And so he would leave her and he would go down the road. But you know what? That road would curve on off and then you couldn't see him. Well, now, Brer Rabbit said, that looks good, that looks good. When he curves off just like that, all I got to do is come up just like that, and it will look just like we crossed paths. Yeah. So the next morning, bright and early, as Papa went down the road after he dropped off baby girl and curved around, sure enough, here come Brer Rabbit, hippity hopping along. He hopped right up to baby girl and he said, good morning, ma'am. I am here to inspect the cabbages. your daddy has hired me to come and check out the cabbages because I am a garden inspector. She said, huh? You are what? He said, I am a garden inspector. Said, look at my hat. Garden inspector. She said, okay, I can't read yet, but okay. You said my daddy said to let you in? And Brother Rabbit said, yes. He needs me to, inspect the cabbages today. She said, okay, and she let him in. And Brother Rabbit, he went on into that garden, and he inspected the cabbages all right. He took off a leaf and ate it, another leaf and ate it. Then he went to the next cabbage, did the same thing, taking off leaves, just a couple. Not too many, because he didn't want anybody to know that he'd been messing with them cabbages and eating the leaves. On down the road he went. He ate so many leaves, he was so full, he could hardly make it back to the gate. But he did, and he said to the baby girl, he said, thank you, ma'am. I'm going to talk to your daddy. You don't have to worry about talking to him. Yes, and I'll be back when he asks me to come back. Yeah, I'll talk to him. All right, yeah, bye. So she let him out. He went home, took himself a good old nap. Ooh, that was good. So, of course, the next morning, bright and early, this had worked so well. Of course, as soon as Papa went down the road, took that curve, here come Brother Rabbit, hippity-hopping, right up to baby girl. Good morning, ma'am. I'm back again. Your daddy, yes. Well, he would like for me to examine the carrots. Yes. He wants me to examine the carrots today. She said, okay. And she let him in. And he examined those carrots all right. Now, I'm going to tell you how he did this. He would pull the carrot up out of the ground. And now, the carrots grow on the ground, right? So he pulled it up out of the ground. He'd eat it all the way down to about a third, about this long. Yeah. And then he'd stick that back down in the ground with the top. Yeah. And he did every other one. Yes. And he ate so much, he couldn't even get down the whole row of carrots because he was eating so much. He was so full, he could hardly make it back to the gate. But sure enough, he did. Now, this went on for several days, and I'm going to tell you, he examined the garden peas, the green beans, the lettuce, and the radishes. Yes, he did. And of course, with the radishes, he did the same thing with them that he'd done with the carrots. With the lettuce, he did the same thing to them that he'd done with the cabbages. So, anyway, the thing is this. One day, Papa's coming back and, he just take a look out over and see his garden, how it looked. And he looked a little bit closer, and he see, wait a minute. Something don't look right about them carrots there. Every other one seems to be wilting. Same thing with the radishes. And how come I got empty shells there for them garden peas? Let me ask baby girl what's going on here. So he went to baby girl. He said, baby girl, who been in the garden? She said, nobody, Daddy. Nobody except for the garden inspector that you sent every day. He said, garden inspector? She said, yeah, Daddy, you send a garden inspector every day. And I let him in, and he examined everything, and he talked to you every day too. Papa said, would you describe this garden inspector for me? She said, well, he got big front teeth, he got whiskers, a black shiny nose, big brown eyes, long ears, and a fluffy tail. And he seems a bit nervous too with them whiskers because they're moving and twitching all the time. Papa said, baby girl, that is no garden inspector. That is Brer Rabbit. And he just tricked you into letting him into the garden. But you know what? He thinks his trick is working. So we're going to let him think so. And tomorrow, I'm sure he'll be back. When he comes back, you let him in. But when he gets ready to go, do not let him out. She said, okay, Daddy. Sure enough, the next morning, after Papa dropped her off, Papa went down the road, up hops Brer Rabbit. Morning, miss. I'm back here. I need to inspect the garden. I just want to kind of look over everything. You know, I think I've checked everything, but I want to just make sure. She said, okay. And she let him in. And he went in, of course, and he decided he needed some more green beans. So he ate on the green beans. Now, thing is, he ate until he was so full he could hardly move, of course. He went to the gate. He said, okay, I have examined the green beans. I hadn't really gotten to them yet, but I examined them, and I'll tell your dad about them. I'm ready to go now. She said, well, I can't let you go. He said, what? She said, look, my daddy said to let you in, which I did, but not to let you out, which I can't. So I'm not letting you out. Well, Brer Rabbit knows he's caught now. So he's running around on the inside. He's looking down at the bottom of the fence, seeing if there's any hole, anywhere he can get out. But don't you know, there's no way for him to get out. And he's so busy looking, he doesn't notice that Papa has come back to the garden. Papa sees him running around looking for a space. And when he gets by Papa, Papa just leans over and grabs him by the back of his neck. Said, now I got you, Brer Rabbit. I got you. And I'm going to fix you up for tricking my baby girl and eating my food. What you going to do to me? Papa said, don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm going to get you. I'm going to give you a good licking. Then Papa tied him up by his hind legs, hung him up in a tree, went off looking for a good licking stick. Now, a licking stick is a whipping stick, and it's really a switch. And it has to be a long thing, and it has to go like that. That's what Papa was looking for. Now, while Papa was out looking for the stick, and Brer Rabbit was hanging upside down, guess what? Brer Bear came along. And Brer Bear, he sees Brer Rabbit hanging upside down like that. He said, Brer Rabbit, why are you hanging upside down like that in the tree? And Brer Rabbit, quick thinker that he is, he said, oh, the reason that I'm hanging upside down is I'm having trouble with my back. And every time I have trouble with my back, when I hang upside down, it just straightens it all out for me. So I'm straightening out my back, making myself feel better. Brer Bear said, really? Brer Rabbit said, yes, I do it all the time. Brer Bear said, I have trouble with my back too. Especially my sacroiliac, lower back. Do you think it would help me to hang upside down? Brer Rabbit said, why, yes, of course it would. Of course it would, Brer Bear. Said, listen, Brer Bear, I tell you what. You help me down from here, and I'll help you up. Now, you're going to have to do a handstand, of course, because I certainly can't lift you. But you do a handstand, and I'll tie your legs up, and that way you can hang upside down in the tree and make your back better. And so they switched places. And as soon as Brer Rabbit was done helping Brer Bear, of course he hopped on off where he could watch things. Because Papa came back. Bro Bear, where is Bro Rabbit? Why are you hanging upside down? Where did he go? Bro Bear said, well, I'm sure he's around somewhere, He just helped me get up here because I was having trouble with my back and he was having trouble with his back. Papa said, no, that wasn't it at all. He was going to get a licking from me because he'd been in my garden eating up my vegetables, tricking my baby girl. So since you traded places with him, then you can have the switching. Whack, 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 whack. And of course, Brother Bear said, ouch. The end of Brer Rabbit as the garden inspector. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you have a best friend. My grandbaby Berhani says she has a best friend. I think his name is, I want to call him Olaf, but I'm sure it's not Olaf. It's something like that. She can't talk very much yet, so, trying to understand her is another question. Anyway, this story about the cat and dog is about being best friends because the cat and dog were best friends a long time ago. Yes, indeedy. They did everything together, sort of like you do with your best friend. One day, they decided they would take all of their Legos and that they would build a Lego city, which they did. It was a beautiful outline of a city. Looked just like the Minneapolis outline of the Twin Cities. You understand? Minneapolis and St. Paul. Yes, and it was beautiful, and they decided that they would reward themselves by getting their favorite food. Now, I'm not going to ask you what their favorite food was because most of the time nobody guesses it. Their favorite food was cheese. Yes, indeed, cheese. They love cheese. So they put their money together. They went to the supermarket to look for a piece of cheese. And finally, they decided on a nice piece of pepper jack cheese because they kind of like spicy. Yeah. And then they began to carry it home, and Dog carried it first, of course. And as Dog carried the cheese, Dog sang, our cheese, I'm carrying our cheese. Our cheese, I'm carrying our cheese. And then he said to his friend, the cat, said, you know what? Why don't you carry the cheese for a while? Would you like to? And Cat said, I certainly would. Thank you. And Cat took the cheese, and Cat sang, my cheese, I'm carrying my cheese. My cheese, I'm carrying my cheese. Now, Dog looked at his friend the cat and wondered why he was singing a song that way, because that wasn't what he was singing, of course. And he didn't get into the cat's face and say, hey, what's your problem? Why are you singing the song that way? Oh, no. They were friends. So he thought, well, maybe my friend the cat misunderstood what I was singing, and I will sing the song again. And I will show him what he should be singing. So he asked the cat, he said, Cat, could I carry the cheese again for a while? And Cat said, oh, sure, yes, you can. And Dog took the cheese. Now this time, Dog made sure that he said the words very well so that Cat could understand what he was singing. And he sang, our cheese, I'm carrying our cheese. Our cheese, I'm carrying our cheese. And then he said to his friend the cat, we are almost home. Would you like to carry the cheese the rest of the way? And the cat said, oh, yes, I certainly would. And the cat took the cheese. And the cat again sang that silly, selfish song. My cheese, I'm carrying my cheese. My cheese, I'm carrying my cheese. Well, now, Dog did say something this time. He said, Cat, why are you singing that song that way? That is not what I was singing. Don't you understand? It's our cheese. We put our money together to buy the cheese. But you know what the cat did? Cat just ignored her friend the dog. Sure did. Kept on singing, my cheese, I'm carrying my cheese. Then the cat ran up a tree to the very top and ate all of the pepper jack cheese. And dog, what could he do? All he could do was run to the base of the tree, the bottom of the tree, stand up on the tree and say, why? Why did you do that? Why did you eat all of the cheese? We're supposed to be friends. Why would you do such a thing? And Cat looked down, and Cat tried to make up some excuses. Cat said things like, well, I was hungrier than you, and it was just a small piece of cheese. But you know how it is when you make up excuses that you know don't work, are not the truth. Then you get mad at yourself mostly, just like the cat did. And then cat took it out on the dog though and said, well, anyway, I won and you lost. So nah. And dog looked up at that cat, said, you know what? I did lose some cheese. But you have lost my friendship. And from that day forward, dogs and cats have had a hard time getting along. So if you have a good friend, make sure you treat that good friend right. And that is the end of that.